What is up, everybody? We are Blitz Boys, the Philly Blitz, brought to you by 14th and Market. We're recording live here at Rec Philly. I mean, how you guys feeling? We're in person. Nobody smells too bad, so I think that's a W right off the bat.
Brother, we're live.
We're live.
In
Let's
person
go,
again,
dude.
dog.
And everybody
Changed
saw
in
that too
midair.
because we're live.
Changed in midair. How you feeling though, man? How
Feeling
was you
good,
guys'
man.
trips?
I'm feeling good, man. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, bro. I was ready to go, man. I'm ready to go, dog. It's Birds football, baby.
Exactly, dude. I beat you. I woke up at 4 a.m., flew in from Chicago. I'm going to fly back tomorrow to Chicago. But Birds football
Love the
takes
game.
priority, man.
For the
Love of the game. We're going to go. Pierre and I secured our tickets. I kept him on edge for
Dog, I was texting you every day, bro, when we get the tickets.
at one point I stopped responding because I was like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, we're gonna wait. We'll get them, but we're gonna wait. The tickets aren't going anywhere. If you haven't, you wait till the last minute to buy your ticket. I even bought it a little early, and I was like, I'm kind of caving here to Pierre's pressure, but I felt bad for the guy, so we bought him.
Like, man, it'd be a shame if they get there like
'Cause
sold out.
you text me, he was like, I got y'all tickets yet? He was like, playing a dangerous game. I'm like, oh shit.
I have never once seen a game that's been fully sold out. Somebody's trying to flip their ticket. Somebody couldn't make it. Something will happen. So depending on that, we got a good deal. $200 less than what we were going to pay before. You take that, especially when we're talking how expensive these tickets are. Because I mean, Thursday night football, dude, against the Cowboys. I mean,
Ring night or banner night.
banner night.
It's banner night.
Right. Right. Well, you're the one who wants to go in all early. I hate going in like all early, and I just had to sit there. I'm like, okay, wait for the game. Quell's like, I'm gonna be in there as soon as the banner drops.
Yep.
I need to watch it drop.
I was there the first year we won our first Super Bowl. I got to watch the first banner drop. I will be there to watch the next banner drop. And God willing, when we win again, I won't be there to watch that banner drop too.
Being in the vicinity is enough for me. I just you hit the lots for a little bit longer, and then you come in, because then you come inside, and then all of a sudden you got to pay stadium prices for beer, and then I'm like, all right, so there's an extra $17 that essentially I'm having to spend there on banner time. Now, if the Eagles, the players themselves, aren't going to be there, do I need to be there?
Yeah.
We're fans, bro. We're fans.
I moved on, bro. It's about next year, bro.
It's a new season.
So wait, before we get into it, does that bother y'all at all that like they're still kind of talking about it's a new year, Super Bowl doesn't matter? Like, if you have to keep saying something, it's a thing where it's like, do you believe it? Are you trying to make yourself believe it? Like,
I don't think it's necessarily you trying to make yourself believe it. I mean, I think it's a case of if you're gonna keep asking me the same question, I give you the same answer. I do think when you've heard Jalen, Jordan, even Nick, all of the guys speak throughout the offseason, you could tell they've reached a point where, I mean, it was fun to celebrate when we did. Now it's time to get down to business. Specifically when you listen to Nick's last presser, when you listen to him, like, I mean, they've had a whole process. They've basically been going about it the offseason a specific way. So no reason to go back now and celebrate something when you moved on, for lack of a better term. This is more for us than for them.
because they weren't out there when they won in 2018 either, and nobody really.
Well,
said
it rained.
anything. Oh,
It rained. It was
Yes,
it was a rain delay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I get it. Like you like Quell said, you keep asking the same question, you're gonna get the same answer. And these guys have been feeling that way since the Super Bowl. I mean, we remember AJ's post about still being hungry, wanting more. Jalen saying we're not done. You know, all these types of things. So, you know, if you keep saying those things, you have to believe it too. And at one point, yeah, you keep saying it, but if you believe it, you're also going to say it. So, I mean, it's chicken and the egg, but you know, it depends on how you want to look at it. I don't know. Yeah, I get it on the banner and stuff, but to me, it was like we watched them win. We went to the parade. And now I'm just like, all right, like I'm a fan, but I'm also just ready for the season.
Yeah.
Like I'm ready
for
for football again. Like that's what I'm going to this game for. The banner ceremony is there. Now, if they were giving fake rings as we were walking in, I'd be the first one in. Okay.
Who knows, man? They might give you a little something. I expect something to be
a little
given.
towel, on the
Anything.
seat or
Last time when I went to the Banner game, they gave out little Philly special hats. Little visors with the Philly special on the bottom design. It was cool. So I expect them to do something.
We're going to get the dagger.
Hey.
They're going to give everybody a knife. It just says the dagger on it.
Did y'all watch
Jalen in the video? Every time he says it, you just look at his face and his eyes. When I gave him a list of plays, and on that list was the dagger. I'm like, this guy here.
You watched it last night, America's game?
I didn't watch the game. I seen the clip.
Watch it.
Yeah, I gotta watch it too. I want to watch just the Chiefs documentary too, like genuinely, just from pure perspective of hatred, dude. Like, because I said it at the time, dude. I hate the fact that they were selling, or not selling, but had all the 3-peat merch ready. They were doing this documentary for the 3-peat, and congratulations to Taylor and Travis. Well, oh, buddy. If you don't think they waited 6 months on their engagement, or not, 6 months. I got another. I got a beachfront property in North Dakota to sell to you. Exactly, dude. I got a beachfront property in the Mojave Desert for you. Yeah, they were planning on it. I actually went through the Swifties Twitter, and I was reading through it because sometimes I want to just see the insanity. For myself, and I was going through, and they literally tracked it. They were like, oh, Taylor was wearing white, there was like all of this, and Travis got like a haircut before for it, and I was like, well, maybe you got a haircut for the Super Bowl, but you never know. But if they were convinced that they were getting engaged, they were going to get engaged, and the Eagles ruined it. So I love that, and now let's ruin Jerry Jones's day.
That'd be easy.
Let's run the rock on him.
Him watching the banner fall should be more than enough to ruin his day.
No. I want him to be in the same breath and treated the way that Nico Harrison is treated. Did you see the video of him at dinner the other day with his wife? I want that to happen.
What happened?
Oh, bro, he's Nico Harrison is just like eating like in a restaurant. It's like an open window, like they do the garage door and they like open it up type thing. And he's sitting in there just eating, and this guy walks up. He's like, "Yo, Nico Harrison," and he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I hate you," and he just walks away, dude. And Nico's just sitting there. So I think after tonight, after Jerry said, "Oh, we need to focus on stopping the run," I think we could put him in similar territory after that. I mean, how much goodwill can you run through, dude? He won all those Super Bowls, and now it's just like
Cowboys fans, they have Stockholm syndrome because there's no way you can keep being a fan of a team and of an owner who routinely does things that not only piss you off, but push your football team in a, I guess, negative light or negative situations. It's I don't understand it.
The best part about all this stuff is always the chase.
Oh, buddy,
if you can't see, 76er shirt.
It's a Sixers shirt. Yeah, you do it because you have love for the game, man. Okay, that's why you do it. But I couldn't. At least I got Joel Embiid. They got Dak Prescott, so enjoy that. But let's get into it now. We've gotten into the nonsense a little bit. As the listeners know, what we do usually in season is we go offense, our offense versus their defense versus our. No, sorry, our defense versus their offense, and then we talk about a matchup to watch, and then we'll give our predictions for the game, and maybe a few Q-tips if the people are lucky enough. So, with that, let's get into our offense versus theirs, versus their defense, which is
probably the most least entertaining part of the game
for us.
I don't know if I agree with that, brother. I'm going to be very interested to see what Kevin Patullo's plan of attack is. I want to see kind of what the first installment of the Patullo experience holds because, they return all 11 starters outside of Mekhi Becton. But at the same time, during training camp, none of the 11 starters, they weren't on the field. They weren't fully healthy on the field, I think, for maybe, 1 or 2 practices?
At least 3.
So, chemistry matters, right? And then this is Kevin's first time being the lead man, calling plays for this offense. So I'm interested to see, you know, how he approaches it in terms of like sequencing and play calling and just different things like that.
Of course, all that stuff has to be taken into account. Now, I mean, it all comes down to what do you value? What do you think the importance of? Because Kevin had a chance to talk about that in his presser. They asked him. He said, "Well, to them, they're comfortable because they've played together for a long time, and not just the fact that they've played together for a long time. Like they may not have the on the field reps together, but they're in the meeting rooms together, going through these same like they're all on the same page in terms of like when Jalen gets to top of the drop and Devonta's there at the fifth step, the ball should be getting ready to come out right there. Those kind of things where the mental reps, as they would call them. So they've had an opportunity to get a bunch of those, is what Kevin's outlined. And I mean, for a veteran team, we've had this same conversation over the last few weeks. You got to try to balance the chemistry aspect of it compared to we got to make sure we keep all our guys healthy. And I mean, we talked about it. I think it was the last pod we brought this up where, I mean, these guys. I think I heard the other day out of 400 dropbacks that Jalen had on the season, he only had like 72 on the year. We had AJ, Devonta, and Dallas Goedert on the field together collectively. Now, of course, Dallas missed like 7 games or so, but just goes to show you that while the lack of chemistry and the lack of time playing together, it played a role during the season. By the time the playoffs started and they all were on the field together, it's like they didn't miss a beat.
They just flipped the switch.
Right.
Took the straitjacket off. Yeah, I think all of that is very true. They've just been playing together for years. It's just like you said, Pierre. It's just going to be interesting to see what Patullo's flair is going to be. Kellen Moore left his imprint on the offense with, I mean, for one, first thing I can think of is how we dealt with the blitz. And I was listening to the Philly special earlier, and they were talking about how we improved in the blitz, but we still weren't top of the league against the blitz. So that's something that there's definitely room for improvement in that place.
Those conversations always interest me, especially like when I go through the scouting process of scouting some of these quarterbacks during the offseason, where I think what gets lost in this conversation is Jalen Hurts improved versus the blitz. But the big thing that we need to continue trending towards improvement is Jalen Hurts under pressure. And there's a big difference between you and just being blitzed and you when you're under pressure. And I mean, by the numbers, he was still one of the worst quarterbacks in the league when he was under pressure. Mm-hmm. So there is some cleaning that up.
He's got to find the balance. He somehow found the balance in the playoffs, and it's just like he's a riser, right? Like you can see that now. He's played twice in the Super Bowl. Both times he's been the better quarterback in the Super Bowl. I think it's it's just so in the moment for him. Like he just needs to be more comfortable and confident and like, dude, just run the ball sometimes if you need to. If you're under pressure, you don't need to take a stupid sack, or take the chance down the field. Like last year, we didn't see that the 50-50 balls to AJ that we saw 2 years ago, and that was such a big part of our offense, our ability to move the ball, to keep defenses on edge. And we saw it, right? Like AJ works hard, he tries hard, but he was taking some routes off, right? Where he was just like, I'm not going to get the ball. I got a safety over me. Like it's probably going to go the other way. But in years past, Jalen didn't care that the safety was there. He took the chance and he gave AJ the chance to make the play. So I just want to see more of that, just be comfortable, trust what you see, and then trust your instincts too. It's understood that last year they wanted to just minimize turnovers and win that way, but you're going to have to do both. And that's what we saw in the playoffs.
I mean, efficiency-wise, passing offense, it was in like the bottom 20 of the league, right? So like they're gonna have to be better, and I think they know that.
It's interesting because they ended the season so strongly, and it feels like different seasons almost with the playoffs versus how the rest of the season went. So it's gonna be just interesting to see how they can deal with it throughout the year. You have to be able to. Every team now, they're the Super Bowl champion. Every team is going to give them their best shot. You really, really have to come with all your T's crossed, your I's dotted, and you need to be confident in what you're doing. But talent-wise, I mean, it's still all there. We look at the depth chart and right guard Tyler Steen. So that's like that big spot that we talked about all year. But it doesn't really feel like there was anything that changed. Nobody was able to challenge him. The Kenyon Green experience is continuing as he's back on the practice squad.
He's back on the 53.
53. I'm sorry, 53. You're right.
Yeah,
he is on the 53. He's hurt right now too, so he's healing up. But he was happy to stay under Stout. Yeah, he was talking about that. But then tight end, you got Dallas and Grant, and then Kylan Granson as the third. And then Ben Van Sumeren listed as a little fullback action.
Wait, quick question. How do we see Ben Van Sumeren snaps tonight?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
Yeah. Over under on how many?
2. No. He gonna get him some burn. But I don't see, as much as we want to talk about all the Kevin Patullo offense and they might air it out a little more, I don't really think they have a reason to. Like, this is basically another preseason game, if you ask me. You ain't got a reason to show a whole lot of nothing. If you can get out of here winning this game 17-7 without showing a whole lot, keeping everybody healthy, satisfy your fans with a win on banner night, you do that, and you worry about Kansas City next week. But I don't really think that, kind of like I said before, about reinventing the wheel. I think Ben Van Sumeren, it should be a lot of Saquon Barkley, a lot of Ben Van Sumeren lead blocking. Hopefully he doesn't have to, well, thank God he doesn't have to meet Jahad Campbell this time. But there's that. So, I mean.
Well, so to that, I just wanted to, I don't know. Even though I think they're going to be running the ball a lot, I don't know how much we're going to be seeing, like, the BVS snaps, because we didn't even see them that much in the preseason. Like, we just didn't see fullback sets that often. I think they just kind of have it in the bag, but I almost feel like it's going to be something that they pull out for a certain week. I think it might be one of those types of things too, where we're just going to see a bunch, but maybe it could be this week. But this week, after the offseason, man, that AJ and everything had, I feel like we're going to see them air out the ball a little bit, because they're going to start off running the ball. There's no question. And then they're going to sell it to try to stop the run. And then I think we're going to see some fireworks for a little bit. That's just my gut feeling.
The thing is, you also have to consider they're playing a Matty Eberflus defense, right? Like, this is one of the most.
About to get into the nitty gritty of that.
I don't want to use the term vanilla, but like,
that's basically the best way to put it.
Like, he's going to come out 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers,
hits constant, hits principles, principles.
Like, he's going to play predominantly cover 2, cover 4, no blitzing.
Cover 3. Would you believe that they ran cover 3? At least when he was in Chicago last year, they ran cover 3 48% of the time, second highest in the league.
But then, like, I also think like it's going to be predominantly a run the ball type of game, because this Dallas defense is horrible against the run. Jerry Jones outlined it when he traded Michael Parsons, but like, and they acquired, what's the dude, Kenny Clark. Yeah, they acquired him, and I guess he's supposed to be this dominant run stopper.
He had a down year last year too.
And he was on the field last year in Sao Paulo when Saquon Barkley ran for over 100 yards. So I mean, it's like,
yeah, but I mean, granted, he's still be in the same situation tonight as he was then. But as a new defensive coordinator and Jeff Hafley, his first game coming from the college level to the NFL, they got better. They got much better over time. He didn't, but they did.
And then also, Eberflus's defense last year with Chicago, I think they were like 31st in run DVOA. So we're really, since we're getting down to the nitty gritty of the Matt Eberflus thing.
Well, so one more thing is what I wanted to point out from the roster, as just going through the roster. Will Shipley is the second running back, not AJ Dillon. Which, I mean, I know they were a fan of him, but I definitely expected AJ to be the second string running back. Which obviously it's semantics, but
I think when they're in kind of like goal line or like 5 yards or less, that's when we'll see AJ. But like, just
that's why I
in
kind
terms
of
of
thought
spelling
I'd be
Saquon,
second. Yeah,
in terms of spelling Saquon, I think it'd be.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I see what you mean. Like in terms of subbing,
like the regular day to day.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. But then otherwise, from the depth chart, it's AJ and Darius at the X essentially. Devontae and Mechie at the Z, and then Jahan Dotson for your third receiver slot. No backup for him, which is
probably end up being. Well, Mechie. I really think is no backup for him, because him, Mechie, and Smitty, they're already interchangeable.
Rotation. Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't surprise me if we see a lot of Smitty slap snaps this year.
Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna move him around a lot this year, like pre-snap motion, all of that, bro. Like, I think he's in for a big year.
Smitty.
Yeah.
But to get some, like we started that, Pierre, to get down to some of the nitty gritty of the Matt Eberflus defenses. I mean, Cowboy fans should be very familiarized with what's going on here. Is that a blast from the past, the good old Monty Kiffin, the Godfather, the Tampa 2, Rob Marinelli, these kind of guys. What was that? The 2010s, the 2000, around that time when those was their defensive coordinators. So a lot of similar principles. I mean, of course, we used to have conversations when Jonathan Gannon was around, who, of course, he spent some time under Matt Eberflus. They all came from a similar tree of the whole Mike Zimmer defensive tree. Well, he's probably the least aggressive version of the Mike Zimmer defensive tree. He doesn't show simulated pressures. He never had he doesn't disguise. In fact, he's never had a defense that ranked much higher, any higher than 16th in terms of blitz rate. And that was literally one season. But one thing that they do, they will emphasize, like I just joked about with the whole hits principles, hustle, intensity, takeaways, smart takeaways. Over the last 7 seasons that he's been a defensive play caller, only one time has his defensive unit finished outside the top 10 takeaways. So they're going to try to take the ball away, which makes it kind of goes to your point of well, maybe we should air it out after everything we've seen all year. You got a defense that kind of wants to, they're already playing back against the wall football. Nobody's giving them a chance. They specialize in taking the ball away. Why even give them an opportunity? Cut off the head of the snake and watch the body fall. Just run the ball right at them.
Because they don't have I don't think they got the horses.
Exactly.
Well, and that's why I think you can air it out on them too, dude. Like,
this Kyler Elam disrespect.
That's what I'm about to say.
It is. I saw him on there, and I was heartbroken to have to say this.
Because Trayvon Diggs, I know there's been chatter about if he's playing. Is he
sounds like he's playing.
Oh my god, dude! They got 2 Gator corners. It's Triquez Bridges as his backup too. What are they doing to me, man? No, I don't like this, man. Yeah, but like Kyer, I mean, he's struggled to figure it out. Trevon is injured. Like, even if he's playing, he's not, fully healthy.
Trayvon Diggs, we know.
Yeah, and DeRon Bland just he
got paid though.
He got paid, but he's been injury prone too, right? He's been fighting something.
I think a lot of when he had that, what was it, 10 interceptions?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I think a lot of that was just kind of him being in the right place at the right time.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he got great ball skills. Now, in terms of the coverage, I think a lot of that had to do with scheme. Because I think I could be wrong, but the year before that, Trayvon led the league in interceptions. So they did a good job of putting their cornerbacks in position to succeed.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and I get how that defense is structured. But if they were good, I would feel that way. Yeah. But it's just I genuinely feel like they don't strike fear in my heart, bro.
And this is something I thought of the other day, but they don't have any whiteboard players. In a pregame meeting, a coach would go up and write on the board.
Right.
We'd have to know where this guy is at all times. They had that in Mike Parsons, but he's in Green Bay now.
3 years.
Who do they have where it's the thing where it's okay, we got to watch out for him?
Dante Fowler Jr. in the year 2025.
No, brother. Kenneth Murray.
And Shamar, dude, this defense is almost all Gators. I'm sick to my stomach right now. I saw them all get drafted by the Cowboys, and for some reason, I just didn't imagine that we'd have to play them when they were on the Cowboys. Oh my god! Yeah. Well, you know what? They got a whiteboard player on the second string right now. Maybe in a couple years, he'll be a whiteboard player. But yeah, you look at this defense.
I mean, they got a couple of nice pieces like Marshawn Nealon as a rock.
Where he went to school?
Boston College.
I thought
he's a Jersey kid, but he went to Boston College.
I thought who's the guy they drafted who went to it was Mozzie Smith.
The bust.
Yeah, well,
the bust.
But yeah, they don't. There isn't, like I said, there isn't a whiteboard player on their defense. We talked about it last pod in terms of why we love Fangio so much, right? He disguises, he dictates the offenses. They don't do that. They don't. There's nothing there that you can say this player or this person might, give an offense a cause to pause.
And a lot of it is just they don't. Yeah, exactly. They don't have the personnel to be able to do that. And
I heard Fran Duffy bring this up on the PHLY pod the other day. Something that stood out to me from his statement was, you're right, they don't have the horses, but we just talked about how they, at least during this time in Chicago, they ranked second in terms of how often they ran cover 3. But I believe they ranked little higher than middle of the pack in terms of middle of the field disguise. Basically, they're going to show you too high before the ball is snapped. And he talked about how in the Super Bowl, that was a lot of what the Chiefs did. They showed you too high, and then post snap, they rotated down. Basically, Saquon, you're not going to run the ball. But they trying to debate you into running the ball. And he thinks that we should see a whole lot more of that this year, where teams are going to bait the Eagles. They're going to show them the look that they want pre-snap and efforts to, well, hopefully they just run the ball and we're in the right defense to get a stop there. So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think, as a rebuttal, I think we just see more of what Jalen did during the Super Bowl, and that's right? Picking them apart.
That's kind of why I'm leaning the way I am, is because I just think, despite what everybody saw in the Super Bowl, all I've seen this summer is Jalen Hurts be disrespected over and over again. Why? Like, listen, Jared Goff, like I've become a fan. Like, I like how he's been playing in Detroit, but how the hell is a Super Bowl winning quarterback like below him, bro? Yeah, I don't get it, man. I just think defensive coordinators are going to continue to try to disrespect him, and maybe it's not even disrespect. Maybe it's just because Saquon is the number one player, from the NFL last year. So maybe it's some of that as well. But I think they're going to just try to do that, and I just think we're going to see Jalen just
hit a new level.
Yeah, like he's been all I've seen this year is how confident Jalen has been this summer, and like the command it seems that he has over the offense, despite it being a new OC, despite all of that, it's his offense. It's his team. I mean, anything else on our offense, or should we move?
Well, we should expect to see the regular, like we always did. A lot of 11 personnel, shotgun team. At least for me, it all comes down to how exactly. Just don't get caught up in all of the hoopla, for lack of a better term. If you're not just Jalen Hurts, but Kevin Patullo, just let gameplay dictate what's going on. If you can run the ball and get out of there, by all means. If Jalen Hurts comes out and starts the game 7 for 7, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, throw the ball, brother. Throw the ball. Clearly, it's his day. But
just do what works.
Yeah. Don't overcomplicate it. Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Exactly.
Underrated storyline, though. Kevin Patullo versus Matt Eberflus. They were together in Indianapolis.
And Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni, too. So a lot of the wires are crossed in this game.
He got asked about that, too, at this presser, about how does he think that Eberflus will use this personnel. Do you think that he'd be able to be familiarized with it? He was very respectful about the answer. It's honestly cool to see. I feel like I say this at least once a month, but it's very refreshing listening to Kevin Patullo press conferences, man. He's like a bolt of fresh air.
I think you said it. I don't know if it was last part or part before last, but you were like, he's kind of Nick before Nick got neutered, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you guys think those Colts teams are good? Like, it's just kind of interesting. There's been so many like good coaches who have come out of that like Colts staff, but like I wouldn't look back and be like they were necessarily like I know they were struggling with Andrew Luck and everything, but like, and
I mean that was the situation right there.
Yeah,
same problem that happens to a lot of teams where you look at the roster specifically. These are really good rosters.
T.Y. Hilton
got a quarterback.
T.Y. Hilton, baby. I wonder what he's up to.
Don't even bring that name up to me, especially on Dallas week. What was it? 3rd and 19 or something like that?
Who was in coverage?
3rd and
20?
My
gosh, what was the corner? Josiah Scott.
Buddy. T.Y. Hilton in the year of, what was that? 2023.
Yeah.
Running past everybody.
Dude, I like totally forgot about his Cowboy stint. That's nuts. That was just so ugly.
That was the game Minshew started, right?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that.
But
FIU Panthers.
If we go towards the other side of the ball.
Yeah, so just to give a little overview of their roster. Yeah, obviously, it's Dak at quarterback.
Finally back.
Right. Their second string is Joe Milton, which is
fun,
which is new.
Funniest thing I've ever heard about Joe Milton is like if you need a 40-yard bomb, Joe Milton's your guy.
Didn't they try to do that?
If you need a 7-yard slant, Joe Milton gonna throw the ball 40 yards.
But didn't they do that like on the Patriots, dude? Like, who isn't that where he was? Like,
yeah, he was.
They just used him to throw the ball deep because whoever they were playing didn't have a strong arm. So they just like put him on the field, like throw it deep. Like, Anyways, so then running back is new this year. There's Javonte Williams at
That
running
might
back.
be the worst running back.
Y'all smell that?
Miles Sanders at second string, Jaden Blue at third string, and Phil Maffa, but he's fourth string and on IR.
Dang.
Then
Cuz ain't make the roster. What's the short guy? Deuce Vaughn.
no, Deuce Vaughn got cut.
Dang.
Deuce Vaughn got cut.
And they just brought in the offensive line coach from Kansas State. I was like, oh, but they brought in that former Deuce Vaughn guy. Maybe nope, nothing.
Unfortunate. Then it's CeeDee, obviously, and George Pickens. And Jalen Tolbert is their 3. Jake Ferguson at tight end. Hunter Lupke at their fullback. And then Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Connor Beebe, Quell guy, right? Yeah. Tyler Booker. And,
Tyler.
Oh
Terrence.
I was like, dude, I feel like I just said Tyler a lot. Yeah. Tyler, Cooper, Terrence. 4
Tyler
T's and a
playing?
C. Huh?
Wait, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton,
Tyler Booker.
Yeah. So which one's
Cooper
not
Beebe.
playing? Oh, right. That's it's
Oh,
backwards.
yeah, I think they're all
Beebe and
playing.
then Terrence.
And then Terrence Steele. Yeah. Obviously we know the Eagles defense, but how you guys? I mean, where do we start? Should we start at the to talk about the Eagles defense for a second? It was announced that we have starters now for safety and corner. We have Adoree Jackson starting at corner opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, and then Pierre's ex favorite player, Sidney Brown, is going to be starting at safety. So
I don't want to play with you anymore.
get out of here. Now you have to. You have no choice.
No, I mean I don't dislike Sid. I just like Andrew McCougar more.
That's
that's
crazy.
typically what happens when you get new toys.
Exactly. Like, it's cool. Like, I'll play it like if somebody else has to play with my toy, but like, no, the new one's so much cooler.
But the Adoree Jackson situation has been so fun because when you listen to everybody talk, when you listen to the Nick talk, it's like exuding confidence. He can be my guy. Then you listen to Vic talk, and it's like,
he's cool.
I
guess.
I'm doing it if I got to. Like Nick said, for prime example, Nick Sirianni, he was basically like, it's unsettled. He got asked on the cornerback 2 position. He said it's unsettled to the world, but just like everything else, we pretty much got all the information. But like injuries, I'm not sharing. But then he went on into the whole, if Adoree had to shadow players, how he has the ability to shadow players, which would be needed against a team with good receivers like Dallas.
Not to cut you off, but I think that goes into I think he said it on Monday when he talked, but he was talking about how last year, week 1 in Sao Paulo, they felt like as coaches they kind of put too much on the players from a schematic standpoint. So I guess with Adoree, I think they're more comfortable with him because he's shown he can play both sides of the field, and I think they're gonna move to letting Quinyon shadow CeeDee.
That's exactly what they've been talking about.
I got I'll raise you one because I seen you talk about that. Shout out to the guy that asked you that question on Twitter today too. See you talk about it, and I'll raise you one. Are you sure Quinyon shadows CeeDee? If CeeDee, majority of CeeDee slots come from the snap, so that's Cooper the Gene area. And an ideal world, ideally, like it makes you wonder. I love football. We back talking ball, man. We back talking ball. But ideally, if you're Dallas, I mean, of course, CeeDee Lamb is your slot guy. You got George Pickens as the outside guy. If you're the Eagles, I mean, you bracket CeeDee in the slot, let Coop do his thing, and then you let Q shadow George Pickens. Now, if you're Dallas, in an ideal world, I just laid out what could be the answer for Philadelphia. But what reason do you really have to put CeeDee Lamb in the slot if your cornerback 2 in Philadelphia is Adoree Jackson? So if you can get either George Pickens or CeeDee Lamb matched up one-on-one with Adoree Jackson for 60 minutes, why wouldn't you do that?
But that's why I think you see Quinyon follow him.
No, but that's what he's saying. He's like, if you have Quinyon following CeeDee everywhere, you're gonna have 60 minutes of Adoree Jackson covering George Pickens.
And I don't know about you, Butter.
I ain't trying to watch that. I ain't trying to watch that. But I asked part of this in the Uber, so I'll raise it to you too, Quell. So
we're raising a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So Sid Brown's the starter at safety, right? Adoree Jackson's number 2 corner. last year, they were kind of able to let Slay and Quinyon kind of do their thing and let Reed and CeeDee kind of, hunt, move around, whatever, disguise and everything like that. So this year, or at least for tonight, with the Dory starting outside, do you think that, because last year I know that Gardner Johnson and Reed, they were kind of interchangeable in how they used them. So tonight, do you think that they'll let Reed kind of be the primary safety over the top of Adoree, or do you think that'll be Sid?
That's a really good question, man, because it actually goes to what I was about to ask you guys next, because that as I was doing on my pod prep, like this part of their offense against our defense is so fun because their offense they're not slouches. Yeah. They're a good offense, and I mean
can't run the ball, but
but hey. And you got the Eagles who coming off a year. They were the number one defense in football. I mean, they got a few pieces to replace, but still a damn good defense. But then when you start talking, like last week we had Sean Syed on, and Sean got to talk about the principles of the Fangio defense, some of the cover calls, things of that nature. And I mean, we talked a lot about how they basically lived in cover 6, which is cover 4 backside, cover 2 front side. And it was so easy to do that. You could basically they flip it from side to side, whether it's cover 6, cover 8, you could do a whole lot of everything because you had the secondary to do it. But compared to this year, I think it'll be a whole lot more predictable because you don't, like you said, you have the Sidney Brown and Adoree Jackson, where I think it was Fran Duffy that laid it out like this, where if you're the Eagles, who exactly do you have over the top of Adoree Jackson? Do you really want your 2 weak links like on one side of the field trying to help each other out, or do you move Reed out of the position that he played last year into a new role and basically creating another 3 holes instead of 2 now? Like, how exactly does he go about the play calling and distribution if you're Vic, given all of this?
I think you have to just go with to hell with the left side or wherever the hell they end up, because like you said, is it creating 3 holes, right? It's the same way that he talked about whether he wanted Cooper to play outside corner, right? He's like, the only way that we'll do that, other than certain snaps or something, is if we have somebody to develop at the nickel position, and they don't have that. They don't have somebody at corner, and they have a couple guys at safety that they think they can develop. So I think if you're going to do that, then you have to put him on one side. I wouldn't sacrifice Reed for making sure everybody else is good, because I think just to make sure Adoree is good, because I think Reed has the ability to help make sure everybody is good. So when you have him focusing, I got to help out Adoree, then you're losing so much, like the game sealing pick against the Packers, right, where he just kind of shoots in between. Right, exactly.
But he was able to do that because you had guys in Quinyon and Slay who you could trust on an island. You can't trust Adoree Jackson.
Right, but like my point is like even then, like you can let Reed still play in that robber area, but just leave Sid to do the other stuff. And I also just wouldn't trust Sid overall.
But even then, like the big question in all this is, how the hell do they use Sidney Brown? Yeah. Like, the only thing we really have of safety Sidney Brown on tape, not only on tape, but the really thing that stands out to all of us is the pick 6 against the Cardinals, I believe. Outside of that, like even when you look at Sidney in year 1, how he was utilized, he was basically Cooper. He's the nickel, lived near the box, extra linebacker type of guy. Do you feel comfortable asking Sidney basically to play out middle of the field safety?
And I don't think they will.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I think you keep Reed there, and then you just kind of have to have Sid like hovering around, like whatever it might be. But I don't think he can be the last line of defense for your defense. I think that's where I'm landing.
Do you guys think? Because from what I've heard so far, I mean, they want to get McCooper on the field as much as they can, and it kind of stood out to me. It kind of goes back to the Fangio quote you was talking about earlier, Parth, where they asked him about the cornerback 2, and he said how, well, we kind of got our guy, but we think that it's really a way that all these guys can play, basically. And then they doubled down to ask him the same question. It was basically like, so did that mean you're going to do a rotation at corner? And he was like, no, I don't really see that happening, which kind of gives off the illusion of, so if you think they all can play and you're not going to do a rotation, we're gonna run more dime, but then you find out that Andrew McCuber's basically been the nickel cornerback or the dime slot corner.
Yeah. The extra corner that you got. Yeah.
So, A, either he was lying about the guys getting on the field, and B, could that be McCuber's way onto the field? And especially when we have the conversation that we're having right now, like it's not like McCuber doesn't have the ability to be that single high, that center field kind of safety that we're talking about.
So
we just love the versatility that he comes with.
Dime becomes the nickel of last year, where they just end up living in some like odd kind of front, but you're just like living in it because you have so much talent on the back end. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a interesting observation, because I think that's they're gonna find ways to get Makuba on the field, right? They've talked about that.
Not to cut you off, I think we see Makuba starting next week. Honestly,
week 2,
yeah,
bro. You really said I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you, Sid. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Because after this week, it'll be the 10 days before they play another game.
That's true.
Makuba more time on the field and practice to get more, reps in the system.
Fangio even said that he felt like Makuba didn't miss as much time as Cooper did last year.
Yeah.
That he doesn't feel like
Cooper. I think he said Cooper, he didn't come back until like the final week of the preseason.
Yeah. He was it was a quad injury or something like that.
Hamstring.
Quad or hamstring, yeah. But yeah, he missed majority of camp.
What the hell is wrong with Andrew Makuba? I've heard it was a hamstring. I've heard it was a groin.
I think Andrew Makuba is going to be very talented. I think he might be. I think he might be a little injury prone, and we might.
You got to put some weight on, man.
He's small. Yeah, that's really what it kind of feels like. As he comes back, he might be trying to rush back a little bit early, and then you pull something else.
And your dad's the doctor here, Parth. So let's get into it. Can
I'm an expert.
Can a hamstring injury compound into the groin or
groin
injury?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like if you have a hamstring injury, right, and you try to come back early, the rest of your muscles overcompensate to take care of it. So then you end up pulling a groin. All your muscles are connected, right? So, as the in-house Indian doctor, I think he'll be okay.
The real question should be asked. I mean, of course, we know that he's playing. I should have asked this earlier when we was on the offensive front. Of course, we know that he's playing. But Landon Dickerson, I mean, of course, we know he had the knee injury a few weeks back. He was listed on the injury report, but it was as a back and not a knee. Do you think that the back injury is something of the overcompensation from the knee injury, or that's just something new?
Wait, repeat that. Sorry. I totally.
So, Landon Dickerson, of course.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The Dickerson had a back injury last year, if I remember correctly. So, these types of things just spring up in camp, man. Like it's physical, right? Especially in the trenches. I don't know. He just came back, could have had the back issue from before, and they want to just make sure he's good. I mean, he's one of our most important players, right? We pay him like that as well. So you definitely want to make sure that that he's in right shape.
On Landon, though, I think it's a thing where, of course, he's going to want to play. He played last year,
right? So you have to get in his way a little bit.
Yeah. So, but I do want to say I don't want him to kind of overcompensate. If you feel like you can't go anymore, just come out the game, brother. We got Kansas City Chiefs next week.
But I think they did that. I think he did that even in the playoff run. If you remember, he was getting subbed out a good amount. Him and Cam, and I think they were dealing with a lot of pain. Yeah. For those two guys who were just tough MFers, they got out of the game. They probably were hurting. They probably were hurting pretty bad. But do you guys have anything else on their offense versus our defense, or should we get into some matchups?
We get into matchups.
Well, you got one?
Matchups, man.
What's your matchup to watch? And same thing for the matchups. We'll go a matchup for our offense versus their defense, and then their offense versus our defense.
So I got a real matchup to watch and a half a matchup to watch. The half a matchup to watch is, can either one of these offenses be even remotely better than what they were in the first quarter of games last year?
True.
The Dallas Cowboys, they ranked 23rd in first quarter points at 3.6 on the season. Then, of course, we know the Eagles, who didn't score their first quarter touchdown until week 9.
Literally feels like different seasons, bro. Last season in the playoffs. It's crazy.
So can both of these teams get off to a hotter start is the big thing to me. Now, the matchup to watch, it starts up front. To me, of course, you can't talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys without talking about the trenches. These two teams have embodied trench work over the last, I'm sorry, hopefully it's not yours, but it might be. They've embodied trench work over the last decade or so, 2 decades in the NFL. And you lose one Milton Williams and insert one Moro Ojomo.
Okay.
Who, I mean, the world has been so excited to see. They think that he's next up in terms of the line. I think I talked about a month ago about how D tackle twos in Philadelphia is a popular position. They all get paid, all of them, and it's a continued streak. But you look at Moro Ojomo, who should be matched up against. We talked about the Tyler on our side, who we hope he can do good at guard. They got a Tyler on their side, and Tyler Smith, who allowed the lowest pressure rate in the league past season. So talk about a good opening test for Moro Ojomo.
That's a good one, dude. I'm very similar to yours. I had Tyler Smith circled as well, just because he was a baller last year. Like that was like a rare bright spot on their team. But you know what? I'll change it up a little bit. I'll go SEC, a little SEC matchup here. I want to see Tyler Booker versus Jalen Carter. I want to see I had Tyler Smith circled on mine. I want to see Jalen Carter versus Tyler Smith, but I'm sure they're both Moro and Jalen.
Tyler.
Exactly. One of the Tylers, one of the two, but I'm sure they're going to be rotating, but that's going to be a matchup to watch. Smith was so good last year. Booker was their first round pick this year. So that's just going to be a matchup to watch for me, especially because I expect last year we saw Jalen Carter take off, and I expect him to take another jump this year.
So for me, we're keeping it in the trenches here, but we're moving down the trenches, right? I'm gonna go Terrence Steele and Nolan Smith.
Pride of Savannah.
The Pride of Savannah, Pride of 912, Mr. Nolan Smith. But Terrence Steele, he signed a 5-year, I think it was $82.5 million contract extension. Was it last month or last week? Like recently. At the same time,
basically.
Yeah. The same guy who over the past 2 seasons has allowed 17 sacks, right? And we just spent all this time talking about Dory Jackson, Sidney Brown, everything like that, the coverage and everything. Well, if the pass rush gets home, you won't have to worry about that, right? Nolan Smith, he's entering a big year. It's his first year as the guy in the edge room. So I think for me, that's a matchup to watch. I want to see if Nolan can get home tonight.
That's a really good point. We got so accustomed to our secondary carrying us last year. We were like, oh yeah, maybe we'll live like this, but that's not Philadelphia football. Philadelphia football is we got a couple good guys in the secondary, and then we got a cornerback too that keeps me up at night. But hey, our D line, they're gonna get after you. So it could be
this for all you spoiled kids out there.
Yeah.
Who thought this life would be like forever. Welcome to reality.
Exactly.
Bro.
I got news for you, pal.
Bro, I know so many obscure random Eagle cornerback.
We talked about Josiah Scott, bro. We talked about Josiah
I say
Scott.
Hostilio Hansen name at least once a week.
Jalen Watkins.
Hey, go Gators. Super Bowl champion Jalen Watkins.
Look at this guy.
Super Bowl champion Jalen Watkins. Thank you very much. Number 37. Let's go. Never forgot, dude. I still remembering Jalen. I still remember. Anyways, what about our offense versus their defense? Cole, you want to start again?
Our offense versus their defense matchup to watch. If you ask me, it comes down to Zach Bond versus, what's the guy name?
Wait, our offense.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. If you ask me our offense versus their defense, it comes down to kind of sticking in the trenches, man. Diggy Zua versus Tyler Steen.
Yeah.
Tyler Steen it's a huge argument to be made that he's the X factor, man. If you want these things to go right, it starts up front. The dominant run game, Jalen Hurts, the passer, it all starts with the great offensive line that we have. And Tyler Steen has the opportunity to be either make himself a hero over the next 365 days or maybe mentioned in the same light as Jamon Brown.
All right, I don't know if he's going to be that bad. Brother, Jamon Brown.
Horrible.
That one, as long as he doesn't adjust his gloves mid-play, all is fine, dude. Like, all is fine. Like,
Bro was fixing his glove.
And he was
while
facing the
Patullo
wrong
running
way,
for his
bro.
life, bro.
Facing the wrong way, dog. He's like, let me just adjust.
Quarterback running for his life.
Oh my.
No, the play where he sacked Carson when Carson
Yeah,
ran into him.
You want something done right, you gotta do it yourself.
And then you remember after the game when he was posing with Lamar.
Oh my God, I forgot about
That's what
that.
pissed me off the
I
most.
forgot about that.
That's what I thought you was doing when you did this. That's what pissed me off the most. Biggest smile
Dude,
on his face.
I
I'm with the MVP. College teammates, Louisville.
I got you,
Brother.
Lamar. I took care of business, brother.
If you protected Lamar half as bad as you protected Carson Wentz today.
Oh my God. All right, yeah, that's a good matchup though. That's a good matchup. My matchup is my boy AJ. Give me my boy AJ after that whole summer being starving, being hungry. I'm sorry, Kyrie. I'm sorry.
Look away, part.
AJ Brown
It's the
versus
meme.
Kyrie Elam.
Wesley Snipes pointing the gun, crying.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Kyrie Elam, I hope you stay starting this season. Tonight's going to be tough, but go Gators.
All right, my matchup to watch. I talked about it at the open of the pod, but Kevin Patullo and Matt Eberflus, right?
Player.
He did that. I did that last year.
That's a matchup
I did
to
that
watch.
last year.
Oh,
That's
come
what I
on.
want.
It's such a cop out.
How?
I'm going to go 11 versus 11. You essentially
It's
just want the
it's
offense
game
versus the
inside
defense.
the game.
No.
It's a
No,
matchup
no.
of coaches.
Oh my God! Give me a
That's
player
what I
matchup.
want.
We talked about Patullo versus versus Eberflus. We talked about all that. Yeah, who are you going to be watching on the field? Because you're not going to be looking at the box. What's Eberflus looking at right now? What's Patullo looking at right now? Tell me who you're going to be watching.
I'll give you players.
Man gonna send us a message like Kevin Patullo just changed the toothpick.
He's got 2 pens behind his ear. I feel good about today.
Dallas Goedert and Kenneth Murray.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a big one.
Dallas, I think they were in the bottom half of the league in yards given up to tight ends per game last season. And Dallas Goedert, when he's been healthy, he's been a focal point in the Eagles offense. So that's
dude, yeah. That's a good one because I feel like Dallas even last year, like we know how dominant he is. He didn't get that many chances to display that. Obviously,
Into the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. And then was it the Ravens game or what game was it where he had like that? Saints game. Sorry, yeah. Just like had the super long touchdown run. Like he has the ability to do all that. I've been saying for years, dude, that talent wise, he's up there with those top 3 tight ends. But he's not healthy.
Man.
Yeah,
He's in it. But even outside of staying healthy, like it's so hilarious. You talked about the Jalen Hurts disrespect and all that stuff, but I mean, I think that conversation is only so noticeable because he plays quarterback. But when you look at honestly, you name a player, they probably
AJ,
fit
Javonte,
this same description.
Dallas,
where if you played somewhere else, you probably could be among the best in the league. At
only one who actually.
But you don't have a reason to do that here.
Yeah. Dude, it's very true. We're a super team until they put all of them together and rank them, and then all of a sudden they're not a super team anymore. And I'm like, okay, so which one was it? Make up your mind, super team or not. But that's just what makes this team so special. I was talking to like a coworker about it. Like he was talking about, it just feels like football is like, it's just gotten too like mercenary like and all those types of things. And I was like, it's valid. That's why I love the Eagles. Like they come together. They just have one goal, and they're just they work together. It's teamwork. It's teamwork of like the best type, the highest level of teamwork you can hit. So that's why I love my birds. So should we give some game predictions? And actually, well, before we do, you want to give your Q-tips?
I got a couple Q-tips for you guys. Just a couple. If I had to start with one, AJ Brown. We start with you, buddy, who has every time he plays the Cowboys at least. Oh, not the Cowboys. AJ Brown has 75 plus yards in each of the last 3 week 1 games. Expect him to get targets early and often. Not only was he getting targeted early and often, AJ Brown has scored at least 1 touchdown in 3 of his last 6 games against the Cowboys. Expect AJ Brown to get the football today. I mean, of course, I'd be remiss not to tell you to take the easiest money you'll find on the week. Anytime touchdown, Jalen Hurts. But it's all there for you.
I got one for you too. Devontae Smith, whatever his yards prop is, I think it's at 53.5. Take the over. I think the last 4 times or last 5 times he's played the Cowboys, he's had over 55.
I got a sneaky one for you. It's a reach. It's a reach nonetheless.
More and more.
If you really like, if you a degenerate gambler, or if you're looking for a sneaky prop, that's probably the one for you. But Jake Ferguson under receiving yards. Jake Ferguson has not went over 15 receiving yards in any of the career Week 1 games he's played.
The Philly Blitz and 14th and Market are not liable for any money you lose. Spend money you have, not money you don't have. Be responsible.
The degenerate gambler.
Call the number. I quit last year. Okay, the Eagles started winning when I stopped betting, and I was like, all right,
he's not wrong.
It's done. I won't bet again. Like I care more about the W than I do about like my
Money?
prop. Yeah. Honest to God, yeah. Like, what am I gonna make from like the $50 I get here? I'd rather just go deliver some pizza. All right, I'll do 5 Uber Eats orders, make that $50, and give my heart loyally to the Eagles. Okay, anything for the birds. But all right, let's get our predictions and let's get on out of here.
We start now here.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard not to go with the birds, man. You talk about the Eagles team who. They're 4-0 in season openers under the Nick Sirianni regime, Jalen Hurts regime. This will be the 5th time the Eagles and the Cowboys have played each other in a season opener since 2000. For all my OGs out there at the pickle juice game. But the Eagles have most wins of any team in the NFL since 2006 in terms of opening day wins at 15-4, and lead the NFL at 12-2 since 2021. Since 2011. I'm sorry. Super Bowl teams are 20-5 in season openers. Basically, all I'm saying is Dallas Cowboys. I don't think you really have a chance today, buddy. I'm going to birds. Eagles 31, Cowboys 17.
All right. I am gonna go Eagles 27, Cowboys 14.
All right. You just outlined all of it, Q. We talked about it all pod. The Cowboys do not have the horses to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I don't think you have the facilities.
You don't have the facilities for that big man. In other words, Dallas, do not even get off the bus. I'm going Eagles 35, Cowboys 14.
All right.
All right.
I went low on the score because I honestly think this could be a game by like
get home. Get this over with as fast as possible and go home.
Yeah, I think by the 3rd quarter, bro, the Eagles, the starters might not be playing. So not 3rd quarter, 4th quarter, like midway through the 4th quarter. I think we might see
Sam
Howell action, see how he's looking in the offense. Because maybe they all come together after the Micah thing. Those types of trades go one of 2 ways. Either the team completely falls apart because they feel like nobody's listening, nobody's looking out for them, or they come together in that adversity. But
it's the Cowboys. They're going to fall apart.
Damn right. With that, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to Rec Philly for the studio space. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
See you all at the field and at the tailgates. Let us know what lot to hit. I don't know. Please.